Hey y'all, welcome back to Chat with Coach Amy. Today I'm with Jessica C. Are you joining us from a hotel room or are you at home?
I am joining you from a hotel room. I am traveling for work.
Wow, that's fun. So you're by yourself?
I am by myself.
Well, this
yes.
worked out great. I'm by myself too.
Well, this is about the only time I get to be by myself, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah, I bet. So my girls are at dance and my boys and Wes are at a baseball game. They're watching it, not playing it. So what do you do for work?
I am the county emergency manager and zoning administrator.
What does that mean? You're like Chandler. We don't know what that even means.
So emergency management, like I work with NEMA or is our state agency, and then FEMA is a lot of what we do. And then zoning, making sure people meet building requirements throughout the county and different businesses that are allowed in different districts. So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
How long have you been doing that?
The zoning I've done for 5 years, the emergency management, it's been almost a year.
Okay. Wow. That's so cool. Cool jobs you people have.
Oh yeah.
Very neat. I love that. I love meeting y'all. It's so neat. We were just saying it was good to see each other. Like she's a group client, never done one-on-one.
Yep.
And so I love, of course, interviewing all of my clients, but it's neat to get to know group clients like this too. It's really special for me. So thank you for agreeing to this. We've established that this is not something you would normally do, but I'm super proud. Yeah, it's going to be good. So start off by telling us about yourself outside of work.
Okay. Well, I am 42 years old and I have been married for 19 years. It'll be 20 in November. And we have one adopted daughter that is 13. So she will be an 8th grader next year. So that's kind of, we live on a ranch. Our closest grocery store is 41 miles away, one way.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's where I work too. So we drive 41 miles one way to work, and then that's where she goes to school as well.
Wow. Wow. Would you mind sharing what led you guys to adoption?
We could not get pregnant. I have PCOS and we had some other issues too. And we didn't want to go through all the IVF and all of the fertility treatments. It was too hard financially and physically to think about. So we looked into adoption. And then actually how we ended up getting her is a customer at the coffee shop came in and said, I have this little girl that I need to place. Her mom is going to jail. Would you be interested in taking her?
Wow.
Yeah. So I went to Instant Mom in a matter of minutes.
Wow.
One day.
How old was she when y'all were placed with her?
6 months.
Oh, girl. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting story. Not many people adopt that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did.
That's awesome. I love that. If I knew you were adopted mom, I had forgotten that until you had sent me some of your information. It's a lot to remember with y'all.
Well, I can't blame you. I can't remember everything either.
Thank you. So sweet. That's why you're one of my girls. You understand.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay. Exciting 20-year anniversary coming up. That's fun.
Yeah.
Do y'all have plans?
No, because it's in November and usually around Thanksgiving. And so no, we don't usually do anything for our anniversary.
You should. You know me and a trip.
I know. I think about that all the time when you're saying you and Wes are doing something for your anniversary. I'm like, oh, we should really do something.
Maybe we should.
It's November. It'll probably storm or something and we wouldn't be able to do anything or go anywhere. So yeah.
What state are you in?
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe I can go on a good date.
You might do that.
You should. I think you should. I'm going to call him and tell him.
Okay.
I'm going to find his phone number somewhere. I don't even know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I love it. Okay. So how did you find out about THM?
I found out about THM through actually another customer at the coffee shop that I did own and operate for almost 14 years.
Wow.
Prior to doing all of the stuff at the county. She was doing it and I said, what are you doing? And she goes, well, Trim Healthy Mama. And that was when the big book had
Yeah.
come out. Yeah. The overwhelming big book. So
Yeah.
I bought it and I started doing it. Didn't stick with it the first time because it was I think too overwhelming, too much information. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. And that was back in 2016. Tried it again in 2019 and just didn't stick with it again. And then in May of 2022, I'm like, I'm joining Buds. I found you and I joined Buds. And
You never
I
left, I don't think
never
either.
left. No. And I don't plan on it. So
Oh, I love it. That makes my heart happy. Before we go into anything else, why would you never leave? Because I don't think people get that.
I would never leave because of how I feel eating this way, and it has changed my life. With PCOS, I can now manage my symptoms a lot better.
Wow.
I used to have stomach aches all the time. I no
Yeah.
longer have stomach aches.
Oh,
I
that's awesome.
just feel overall better.
Yeah.
And I know if I don't eat something on plan and I don't feel good and I
Yeah.
don't want to go back to that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's exactly how I feel. I have a few one-on-one clients right now that are on the struggle bus with, like, if they were alone right now, like you are, really tempted, and I get that. I do. And so I'm trying to explain to them, they question me, like, how can you do that? How can you stay so strong and always be on plan? I'm like, dude, the alternative is pain and misery. I don't want to be in pain and I don't want to be in misery. So
Yeah.
I choose, on plan. That's simple for me. And it sounds like it's that simple for you.
Yep. It is.
Was it a hard transition though, getting to that mindset?
Yes, it has been.
Yeah, me too.
Some of what led me to do THM and to, really figure out and get my health going was my mom passed away suddenly at the age of 65 in
Wow.
August of 2021.
Oh,
And it was a heart thing. So
wow.
we don't know if it's genetic or not, but I'm like, I need to get healthy. I need to be around for my family. So,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, besides feeling well, I do it for my health as well.
Yeah. I have a lot of you whose moms have passed away, and that spurred you on to becoming more healthy. That's really sweet that y'all have that together, and I know y'all's moms are proud of you. They've got to be proud of y'all for doing this and taking care of yourself. I would be proud if that was your mama. I do feel like your mama a little bit,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
kind of are.
okay, I would say that. I think you're a smidgen older than me, not a lot, but I can
Yeah.
still be your mom. It's fine. I love you that much. I love it. That's so good. So you started out THM, kind of waned, came back, and then came back a third time. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what kept you coming back?
Probably because of how I felt, and I knew that it would work if I would just stick
Just do
with
it.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, then I let life get in the way and I made excuses every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So,
So was it excuses like there's too much, it's too chaotic right now, this busy, it's just too hard to keep up with the recipes, the kitchen, like what was it for you?
it was, I thought I had to make all the recipes. I had to do all of this stuff, or I had to have all these ingredients and all of this,
Yeah.
Whereas once I came to you and you explained it, just keep it simple. Here's your protein, here's your non-starchy, are you having an S or an E?
Yeah.
Just
Just
keep
pick
it.
one and do it.
Yeah, just pick
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Just eat
Yeah.
and eat on time. So
Yeah.
it was,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, that's okay. It was just way easier to do once you explained it. I mean, I'm like, okay, that's what the book was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I've learned, I'm in health coach certification. This will probably air towards the end of June, and so I'll be legit then. But right now while we're recording, I'm not quite certified, but I'm learning a lot, about client relationships and things. And I've already known this, but it kind of just hit home a little more about how different people learn in different ways. And you've probably seen in my coaching, even, I mean, just in the year you've been with me, how I've changed some things around and stuff, but I've stuck to the visual and audio, teaching, but then I back it up with the print people can read. And that is something that I'd always knew I wanted to include in my coaching, even in the very beginning when I didn't know what in the world I was doing. But I knew that's how I learned best, by hearing someone that was passionate and knowledgeable, and they teach it in their own words, and then be able to ask that person questions. And the best part, I think, about a lot of what I do is that replay. You have access to listen to it again as many times as you want. And then we try really hard for the typed things, the written things, that you can print it out and have it as well, because you need that backup sometimes, Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And it helps because just the other day, I'm like, now how many carbs are in a sweet potato? And I got on there and I Googled, looked at sweet potato, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah. Right there in Blooms.
Yeah.
So you're in the new Blooms. Praise the Lord. We made that transition. Heavens to Betsy.
It was way more stressful thinking about it than just doing it.
Yes, girl. You don't even know.
I can only imagine.
We survived, and it was so worth it. Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it.
Good. I'm really proud of it. I love that you guys can access the information and see it in one glance. I had a client she was kind of new to Blooms before the transition. And so she really hadn't had the time to look in at the hashtags and the way it was organized in old Blooms. And she said, I had no idea. She said, how much of this stuff is new? I said, maybe two little things. And she was like, that's been there the whole time. I said, the whole time. So now I think it's more readily available. And sweet Darlene, she has, every time I have an idea, she's like, yep. And the next thing I know, there it is, organizing the menus and the lives so y'all can see it easier. Yeah. Oh, I just love it. So I'm so glad that it's there. And I'm so glad that you found the support and the accountability that you need to continue going.
Yeah, actually, Darlene is one of my buddies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your buddy group.
Well, I actually have two different buddy groups. I have the one that I'm in with Darlene, and then the one when we did in Buds last year. There's 3 others that have maintained. Aaron Garrison is in there, and Carrie and Marcia. So yeah, we're all still going strong.
Awesome. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. I'm so proud. That's awesome. All right. So let's talk about your family. How does your man and your little girl think about you doing this THM thing?
They're both supportive, although my daughter says, Mom, you eat like a rabbit now.
All the vegetables.
All the vegetables. She's like, are you eating another cucumber? I said, yes, I am eating.
Coach Amy said.
Yeah. Although I loved cucumbers before you said, so
good.
But no, they're very supportive, and quite a bit of the time they'll eat what I make. There's a few things that my daughter won't touch. Like one of my favorite things is the sausage cabbage skillet. Is one of my favorite recipes. Quick, easy, and she won't touch that. But for the most part, actually, my husband eats anything and everything that I cook, except for the sweetie on steroids. He did look at that kind of funny when I made it. Yeah.
That's all right. More for you.
I know. I had leftovers for lunch then.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. So do you pack your lunch for work every day?
I do pack my lunch for work every day.
I think so, having to drive 41 miles.
Yeah. Yep. So I pack my lunch. I prep a lot of stuff on the weekend, like make bigger meals. So then I have leftovers that I can take with me.
How long have you been doing that?
I have been doing that. Oh, geez. Probably forever. Not even just since I started THM, but even before that, because it's too expensive to eat out all the time. And we really don't have anywhere to eat out.
Right. Out of necessity.
Yeah.
So even a busy mom, full-time work on a ranch with a hour away grocery store, you make it happen. And I
Yep.
think that is incredible. That's incredible. So a lot of times I think people see too many too many ways out, like too many excuses, when I think they just need to shut that down and find a solution. Like, to me, I get a little hardcore and sassy sometimes, I know you don't know that, but I'm just like, and I said this, I don't know if it's a post I've got scheduled or if I've already aired it or whatever, but I've said this before. If you want to see change, you have to change. So if prepping is your hang up and that's what you need to do, why haven't you done it? Like, I don't get that, and I did that crash procrastination in Blooms. I think that opened my eyes to some things that I procrastinate. Did you participate in that challenge at all?
I did participate in it because actually I'm a good procrastinator.
Are
most
you
of the
now?
time. Yeah. For some things I don't, but there's some things like
we all have things, and there's all
Yeah.
things we can improve on. Very good. I love that. Oh, that's so good. Well, I'm glad they eat your food. That's great. So what does your normal day look like? And I know you're prepping your lunch and you've got that. So wake up time, breakfast, on to your last meal. What does your day normally look like?
usually I start my day about 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm eating something, either a collagen coffee or an SRNE breakfast at about 5:30, 5:45.
Wow.
And then I either pack my breakfast or the collagen coffee then as a morning snack, and then lunch at noon, because that's when I have my break. And then I pack another fuel pulse snack for the afternoon, which varies from yogurt and berries to cucumber and string cheese sometimes, whatever I think is going to be easy that I can eat while working. And then usually I have supper already planned, or it's leftovers for
Right.
that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you normally have a fuel after supper?
Not normally.
Mm-mm.
I don't.
Yeah. Do you think that's just something that you've trained yourself, or you've just always kind of been that way?
I've kind of always been that way. Not much of a snacker after supper. I might make a cup of hot tea or something like that, but
Yeah.
not really any fueling unless I know I'm going to be up later, which usually doesn't happen getting up that early.
I bet not. You got to get up so early to do all your stuff. That's good though. There's a lot of people that struggle with that, with the late night snacking. So I was just going to ask you about that, but that's good. That's good. Something you don't struggle with. So what would you say are some things that you've struggled with in the past and that you've overcome?
Emotional eating.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. I used to eat, whatever emotion I might be feeling, I would eat.
Yeah. Was it a lot of overeating, a lot of the wrong things?
It was a lot of overeating the wrong things, thinking that those M&Ms or that candy there would, make things better or make you feel better. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Makes it worse.
It does. So what would you say would be the biggest thing that helped you overcome that?
Probably praying.
Yeah.
Just turning it over to God, letting him take control. I used to, before my mom passed, I was a big control everything and whatever else, and I couldn't control that. So I had to learn to let go of that control and just kind of go with the flow. And
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to know a secret? Because by the time this airs, I won't mind people knowing. I am going to write a Bible study that's on that very topic.
Great. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous, but I felt called to do it since probably January, maybe sometime in December. And so I finally said something to Darlene about it. And then I talked to Wes. Don't tell him I talked to Darlene first. No, he won't care. And so I made an outline actually just this morning. And so I'm still, of course, working through a lot of the details, but I agree with you. Prayer and relying on the Lord has helped me so much. And I feel like so many women and people in general, in just a general sense, don't think that their problem is big enough to worry God with. And then when you come to your health and emotional eating, certainly, why would we worry the Lord with that? But he cares for you. And if you're struggling, he wants to help you with that. And so I just pray that I can convey that in a way that, women can come and learn some good tools to combat that, practice them, and be on the other side like you and I are, because it is a huge need. So my plan is for the month of August, I'm going to skip midsummer buds. I'm only going to have summer buds and then fall buds. And so in that meantime, in the month of August, we're going to do that Bible study. And our plan is to be able to get that good and a good well-oiled machine, and then be able to offer that Bible study for anyone when they're ready. So they can purchase that after August and just do it on their own whenever, it doesn't, it's not a live group necessarily. So that's my goal. That's my goal. So everybody listening, say a prayer while I plan this and write. And I just pray that God, I know that he will empower me to do that because he's asked me to. So I feel very confident in that. It is humbling, though, to be asked to do something like that,
It is.
But it's a huge need, and simplifying it, I think, will be good. There's a lot of great books, a lot of great studies already written on that topic. But me, I want to break it down small, bite size, so that people can, just work through things easily,
I was going to say, I think sometimes those books can be a little, like the big THM book, overwhelming for somebody to sit down and read. And it's easier if somebody breaks it down for you.
Yeah. And, someone that's going through a big emotional thing, that's not something they can do, it's not. So I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible. And, I'll do some teaching too, my videos.
Yeah.
That's so good. Well, thank you. I'm glad that segue, that was a great little whoop for me to share.
Yeah. I didn't even know anything about that. So
I know not many do. Now they will towards the end of June.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be saying a prayer for you writing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll probably start working on that in a couple weeks. Or knowing me, I won't be able to let it go, and I'll just start doing it. Because I feel very inspired right now. My heart's just really open to all that and passionate. All right, let's talk more about you. So all your little busy things that you have going on, and your daughter and all of the things with your husband and your family and the ranch, do you have time to exercise or any other self-care that you have started implementing?
Exercise is probably not something, maybe I should say not organized, or intentional exercise, working in my yard, working outside, maybe going for a walk is about the exercise. I need to get better about some of that, do some strength training now, but I don't know. That's something I'm still procrastinating on.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody has something they need to work on. Yes, I haven't actually been to CrossFit in a couple of weeks. I burnt the bejeebies out of my thumb, and so it's just now healing up. It was bad. So you have to use your hands for everything at CrossFit except for air squats. I can do that here.
Yeah.
And then I had my pellets put in last week, and I had a little extra pain with that, and it was just uncomfortable to walk around. And so I chose to take a break. I'm planning on going in the morning, so I'll text you for accountability in the morning after I go. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. You're the best. But only going twice a week, but I think it's always good to have that as a goal. And it's something you can work towards. It's not lost. It's not lost. So what would you say when you were in buds was something that you learned since you knew about THM? A lot of people come into buds and they're all, oh no, because I think I know it all, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But how was your experience with that?
I really enjoyed buds. I enjoyed all of I sat down and I think I went through all of the steps as soon as I could.
Really? I love
watching it. Yeah. I just wanted all the information and all of it. The videos, where you're showing the different foods that go in this one or that category. all of that really helped. Plus then being able to read it just, solidified all that information.
Good.
But no, I still learned stuff, and I learned how to keep it really simple. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, yay. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. And then going into blooms, just continuing that accountability, huh?
Yeah, I need the accountability.
Mhm.
I think because nobody, I mean, other than my husband, it's not like extended family or anybody else does it with me. I'm kind of out there on my own anyway. So
Yeah, you are.
I need somebody
Yeah.
saying, pushing me along. I need your voice going, no, you don't want that. You need to. Do you have your non-starchies?
Did you make a pretty plate, Jessica?
I think about that all the time. And I'm like, well, the plate's pretty. It's red. I don't really have any red veggies today. So,
That's so funny. I'll have a one-on-one and she'll when we first started, because she can see my food on my 8 app and as I add it. And she was like, you eat so pretty. And I'm like, yep, I do. It's a goal. Too funny. So how would you say that you learned to be truthful with yourself about making excuses?
I would say probably through, how it made me feel, nobody else would know if I ate something
Right.
off plan,
Right.
but I do. And I know how it makes me feel afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, my buds group, we are all on the 8 app together. So we can kind of see what we eat and all of that. So that helps
Yeah,
keep it accountable. But
that's good. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah. What would you say to a lady that's maybe she can't do coaching, which I totally understand. A lot of people's budget doesn't allow for that. And that's why I try to do so much, on my social media and YouTube too for them. And this podcast, of course, is free. What would you say to a lady that might be, either a new THMer or veteran or whatever in between, but she's by herself? What would you tell her?
just start with one meal, figure out 2 different kinds, as you say, breakfast or whatever, figure out what are you going to have as an S breakfast and what are you going to have as an E breakfast, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And just do it as simple as possible, whether that's eggs with, some squash sauteed, or the chocolate banana muffins is usually what I go to for an E,
Yeah.
and Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
Just real simple, nothing extravagant.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Today, live in the kitchen, I made S protein muffins and E caramel apple bam muffins. And I made an S casserole and the fast tostados, all from THT except for the protein muffins. And I just was so proud today when Wes came home and he was like, what do we have for supper? I'm like, I have casserole made. We just have to heat it up. And I don't know if you've had a chance to watch it or not, but I used rotisserie chicken. So while I ran my mouth pulling that chicken and putting it in the bottom at 9x13, and it took no time, so you can make things so easy. And that's something I love being able to show y'all, that you don't have to, buy a whole hen at the grocery store and figure out how to cook it. And then, you can, but you don't have to. So that was so fun. I wanted to do the Hello Help sipper today, but we were about out of time because those muffins took a little bit of time. And I had to stop a couple times because I had a couple of little boy interruptions because they're home for summer, but it's fine. It's always a lot worse in my mind than it really is, because I always go back and watch my videos and I'm like, it wasn't that bad, Amy. It took 2 seconds,
No, I enjoy seeing your kids come in and everything. It just makes it real. It really does.
Well, it's about to get really real this summer, sister, because I can only imagine. They just know that I'm live and they not goes, I just want to say hello. I just want to say hello. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm say hey. And then he was fine.
What is it with, kids and wanting to get on and say hello on the camera or whatever else?
They do. And I think they like seeing themselves too. If I'm Marco Poloing, I Marco Polo Darlene and JJ the most. They'll want, who are you talking to? You know. Oh man, that's too fun. That's too fun. All right. So that's so sweet, being able to encourage someone that's kind of by themselves, just take it easy. And I would say too, if they're on Facebook, getting in that main THM group or in my free group and just engaging in comments and getting to know other people.
Well, and I have found a lot of recipes on Pinterest too.
Oh yeah.
Different, bloggers like Mrs. Criddles, and some of those, Gwen's Nest.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
And I've tried a couple of them, not all of them, but it does give you ideas.
It does. It does for sure. I love that. That's so good. Okay. So, do you focus on juggling fuels? Like, did you do the slimming cycle or do you just kind of willy-nilly it?
I did the slimming cycle and I really like the slimming cycle and I try to still continue that. There are some days that it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that is my goal because I used to be more towards the S. I don't think I ever ate enough E's.
Yeah.
And I notice when I don't eat an E now.
I bet. Yeah. Very good. What are some of your favorite non-scale victories from when you started Buds till now?
Oh, non-scale. Probably that I've gone from a size 14, pretty almost tight 14 to now a size 10 and a medium, sometimes a small top.
Wow. Congratulations.
I need to go somewhere and get my wedding ring sized because it doesn't fit anymore.
Oh, wow.
My shoes.
You should do that for your anniversary. Okay.
Okay. The problem is I have an issue leaving it with a jeweler because I'm not very trustworthy,
I understand.
God. So I need to find a good one somewhere.
Yeah.
My shoes are too big, a lot of them that I had them before. Yeah.
Wow.
And just the energy and better sleep.
Yeah. Girl, I didn't have a good night last night. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm kind of dragging. I had to have a little coffee this afternoon so I could talk to you. But I'm doing okay. But yeah, it's something when you don't sleep. It's tough. The dog ended up staying in our room. We didn't put him up. We usually do before we end up going to sleep. But I think we fell asleep before we realized, and he woke me up. He needed to go potty because he didn't get taken out, bedtime and everything. And then I tried to lay back down and I was like, no. So I came in here and worked a little bit really, really early in the morning.
You might have been up when I was leaving to come on my trip because I left at 4 this morning.
Yes, I was awake.
Yeah,
yes, I was. Yes. Bless it.
I know.
Well, you're going to get some good night's sleep by yourself tonight and chill out.
I hope so.
Yeah, you will. It's going to be great. Have a great night.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so talk about the rest of your progress.
I have lost almost 40 pounds since starting Buds last May.
Sister friend.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations.
Not that there hasn't been times that the scale has gone back up, but I very rarely, since you had us ditch the scale, I don't get the scale out very often.
Isn't that liberating though?
It is, because I was a daily, every morning jump on the scale and see where I was. I could care less now what the scale says. And over 20 inches. I haven't measured in a while.
Yeah.
As you notice, I haven't, turned in anything for a couple months.
That's okay.
So, yeah, but it's more about how my clothes fit than anything.
I think that too. I feel that way. A lot of people ask a lot of time, what's a good goal weight? And I'm like, it's a very individual. But you feel so good and you're confident and your life has changed. And ditching the scale, I encourage people ditch the scale, and we're not going to put our faith in the scale. We're going to put our faith and our trust in the plan and in my coaching. Just trust me. I promise it's going to be fine. Do what I say and you're going to be great. And we'll troubleshoot from there. But a lot of people are very hesitant to do that. They really are.
No, it's the best thing ever to not work, because really, what I weigh, I'm like, really, somebody that weight would wear that size? It doesn't correlate.
Yeah. Yeah. Got some
So
muscle, huh?
it is.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not working out, you
Yeah,
just
got
kind of
protein.
gain that muscle
Yeah.
eating the way you do.
Yeah. Amen. Because I haven't worked out in 2 weeks and my muscle tone's still there, just right where it was. Yeah. Now tomorrow probably be a little tough. I better not forget my whey powder and my water to mix up to recover, but I'll be okay. It's been worse before, I'm sure. Very good. All right. Thank you so much for sharing all this. Is there anything else you wanted to tell everybody?
I should look at my notes.
Yeah, check your notes. I don't want to miss anything.
I guess the one thing is, don't give up. Even when you stumble, brush yourself off and start over again.
Yeah.
Don't ever think, oh, I messed up, now I'm done.
Right.
And then I do have a psalm that then has kind of gotten me through everything. Psalm 59:16. But I will sing of your strength. In the morning, I will sing of your love, for you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble.
That is so
And
good.
that has gotten me through a lot.
That is so good. I will
Yeah.
mark that down for my Bible study. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Because we need that foundation and that kind of like that security, That's a good
Yeah.
word. Good job. Well, thank you again, girl. I appreciate it so much. What a beautiful story of just not giving up because, third time's a charm, and you've been solid for a year. I mean, who would have thought, Would you have thought a year ago when you started Buds that you would be where you are now?
No, because most of the time I give up and quit.
That's so good. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love it. All right, girl. You want to tell them bye?
Bye.
Hold on. I can't find my button. Bye, y'all.